You guys, Sports Live. I am broadcasting live for this special live stream. Today's live stream is going to be college football picks, my perspective. This is a special edition of the college football picks. We will be dealing with college football Division One FCS games. They have a few games this week, and because there are not very many games going on this week in the college football realm, and also by a couple of viewer requests, we will be going over the games in the that's going on this week within Division One FCS. A lot of these teams in Division One FCS are only in FCS division for college football. Most of these teams will be regular Division One in all other sports. So anyway, welcome again to Sports Live Media on YouTube. It's your guy Sports Live. I'm going to have more college football picks since there's not much college football going on this weekend. And by special request, I'll be looking at NCAA Division I FCS games going on this week. Can y'all hear me out in YouTube land? I'm also going to look at these games at what the pros say the margin of victory is or point spread is, as well as the over-under. The over-under is what the pros think the combined total score will be for the game between the two teams in question. If I agree with the pros or if I disagree with the pros, I will do the best I can to explain my reasoning. So with that, let's get into this. There's not going to be very many games in FCS, so I thought I would just go on and do this. The first game in FCS football Division I action we will look at today is Idaho versus Montana State. In this game, which is scheduled for later today, December 13th, 2024, the pros favor Montana State to defeat Idaho by 14 points. The over-under is 55.5 or 56. Idaho on offense on both the run game and pass game is average. The defense is below average due to lack of red zone protection, penalties, and for allowing opponents to score too many points. 13, 17, and 24 seem to be common numbers for Idaho. In 3 winning games for Idaho, 3 games the opponents who they played scored 13 points. 2 of those 3 were back-to-back. In 2 games that were won, 17 was the points that the opponent scored, and 1 win was 17 total points in what Idaho scored in the win. 2 wins for Idaho, the opponents was 24 points. In 1 loss, Idaho had the other team that scored for 24 points. Montana State, with a couple of exceptions, has been stellar on offense, especially in the run game. The pass game is above average, defense is at times average, and other times slightly above average. This is due to points allowed in teams they play. 17 also seems to be a good number for Montana State for the fact that 3 of the wins, the opponent scored 17 points. Montana State has the advantage in this game due to speed, quality, good team dynamic, and for playing the field well. I think Montana State is very good and will likely defeat Idaho. For these reasons, I will agree with the pros on this game. Montana State will defeat Idaho by 14 points. I will go over the 56. All other FCS football games we will talk about today will go on December 14th of 2024. The next game we are going to look at today is South Dakota State versus Incarnate Word. And hello to you, Mervet. Hello to you who just joined me. If you're just joining the broadcast, we are doing college football picks from my perspective, and we're looking at the FCS games this week. I know there's not a lot of college football games going on this week, and people want college football right now. So with that, we're going to continue doing FCS football games. We got a few games that we're going to talk about. I'm going to go over the over-under. As I normally do with the regular games, I'm going to do the margin of victory or point spread as I normally do for games. And if I agree or disagree with the pros, I will go over what my thoughts are on that, and I'll explain my reasoning the best way that I can. So if you're just catching up, We just went over one game. So let's look at the next game on this. Actually, let me continue. I think Montana State is very good and will likely defeat Idaho. For these reasons, I'm going to agree with the pros on this game. Montana State will defeat Idaho by 14 points. I'll go over the 56. Again, all other FCS games will take place on December 14th of 2024. The next game we're going to look at today is South Dakota State versus Incarnate Word. And yes, I am very much a sports fan. Thank you for asking, Ciano. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your whole name, but yes, I am a sports fan. In this game, South Dakota is favored to defeat Incarnate Word by 18.5 or 19 points. The over-under is 54.5 or 55. For Incarnate Word, offense has been okay, but 2 of their last 3 wins were struggle wins. Defense is okay, but the defense needs work due to the struggles of the last few weeks. The pass game is okay, but needs work. The run game is also needing work. South Dakota State has stellar defense for only allowing 7 or less points in 5 of their winning games. This includes 1 shutout and 2 games with a meager 3 points for the opponent. Offense for South Dakota State is full throttle, lights out, smash mouth football. The offense on both passing and run game is way above average. They don't waste time, and they can score points very quickly. For these reasons, I will agree that South Dakota State wins the game, but I disagree on the margin of victory. My prediction for this game is that South Dakota State wins by 12 points over Incarnate Word. I will go under the 55. Next game we're going to look at today is South Dakota versus the University of California in Davis. In this game, South Dakota is favored to defeat UC Davis by 4 points. The over-under is 58.5 or 59. South Dakota is decent on offense, especially in the pass game. The run game needs work, but the system they use works well. Defense is very good at times, with 2 games where opponents scored 0 points on the team they were playing. Other times, it's mediocre, and they allow way too many points to be scored by the opponents. 17 is also a common number for this team due to 1 loss where they scored 17 points and 2 wins where it was wins and the opponent scored 17. The 3 times win or lose 17 was involved in 3 games in a row back to back. Just something unique to look at. UC Davis is in the last 2 games had decent offense and decent defense. Both on the run and the pass game, things get done. Defense protects the line sometimes. The problem I see is penalties and fumbles. UC Davis finds ways to keep games close even when performing poorly. I see this continuing in this game. For these reasons, I will agree with the pros on this game. South Dakota defeats UC Davis by 4 points. I will go over the 59. The last game within the NCAA College Football Division I FCS action this week is Mercer versus North Dakota State. In this game, the pros favor North Dakota State to defeat Mercer by 23.5 or 24 points. The over-under is 53.5 or 54. Mercer has defense that is all over the board. Sometimes they are stellar due to limited points allowed by opponents. Examples were wins where they won 31-2 over Bethune, 22-3 over Wofford, and 34-0 to VMI. Other times, the defense is below average due to points allowed in game and for not protecting the red zone. In doing this, leading to struggle wins. Examples include winning 17-10 to Rhode Island, 37-31 to ETSU. This makes Mercer highly predictable on how they play defense, making it easier to read and easier for points to be scored by opponents. Offense is decent, but needs work in both the run game and the pass game. Yes, this offense style has won games, but hard to do this in games like this against teams as good as North Dakota State. Outside of first struggle win and 1 struggle loss, North Dakota State is above average on offense. The run game is very good due to speed of the players. The passing game looks good overall, but especially within the long range or deep passing. They score quickly and early. then rely on defense to help them through, which is how North Dakota State has been known to be successful. The defense is unique, that is very adaptable depending on who they are playing. The defense is also amazing at situational awareness. I believe North Dakota State will use these things to their advantage in this game. For these reasons that I am talking about, I agree with the pros having North Dakota State to win the game, but I disagree with their thoughts on the margin of victory. My prediction is that North Dakota State will defeat Mercer by 14 points. I will go over the 54. That is all of the FCS Division One games that's going on this week. I also wanted to make a couple of announcements. One, the next regular one Division One football FBS live stream will be after the first round games, which will take place December 20th through 21st. We will, at that point, look at the quarterfinal matchups within the playoffs, and we'll continue doing the stream like we do with the over-under, the margin of victory, and stuff like that. Also, because of the lack of football going on, we'll probably do some summaries of other college football that had passed. So what we'll do is, from that point, we will look at what bowl games have been played and go over the, summaries regarding scores for the games that have been played up to that point. Also, I will be starting a new college sports live stream starting the week of New Year's of 2025. Based upon fan requests and other things, we are going to do a college basketball live stream similar to what we've been doing with college football. And what we're going to do is, on the college basketball live stream, I'm going to look at the Associated Press poll just like I do for college football. That poll comes out sometime on Monday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it just for a once a week kind of situation. And the live stream will cover top 25 teams that have basketball games on Saturday of the said week that's in question. So we're going to do that for college football, or not. Well, we're going to do what we're going to mention for college football and up and coming. We're also going to do the college basketball thing like that. And there's not much really different with college football and basketball regarding the over-under and the margin of victory. Now, in terms of what I talk about in terms of offense and defense, that'll change because it's a different sport. But we are looking at starting that special college basketball live stream stuff on a weekly basis starting the week of New Year's. I'm not exactly sure of the days and times yet of that, but I will let you know as soon as I know when we get it started. Also, as time goes on, there will be other specialty live streams which will come up as the need arises. We're also going to continue doing breaking news as we normally do in regular video form. There will be sports updates that go on occasionally, just like normal. We will still continue having sports action and sports education videos, when and where appropriate, that is. And we're going to try to see what we can do to change things up a bit. As you can tell, we've got a lot of changes coming. So, anyway, I'm sorry there's not a lot of FCS football this week. Apparently, the NCAA Division I FCS is in the playoffs, that's going on right now. And the games that I went over are in regard to the quarterfinals, or semifinals, one of the two. I'm not sure which it is, but I think it's the quarterfinals because there's 4 games and there's 8 teams. So yeah, the quarterfinals. Yeah, there's not much that's going to be going on. The winner of those quarterfinal games in the FCS, which I've been talking about, they're going to be playing in the semifinals and then the championship game. The only other news I have is within Division I FCS, the 2025 national championship game, or the national championship for the 2025 season and 2026 season for FCS will take place in Nashville, Tennessee at Vanderbilt University. Right now, the FCS National Championship is being taking place at Toyota Field at Frisco, Texas. And after the 2026 season, then cities will bid on where to have the national championship game for FCS. Other news that I could find is Dan Mullen has taken a job coaching college football again. He is going to be at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, or UNLV. His last coaching job was at the University of Florida, and he'd been working with ESPN for a few years, but now he's going to be going back and coaching at UNLV. So, anyway, there you have it. We have all the FCS games. We have some important announcements that we just went over, and some other college sports news that's going on. I do apologize that this live stream is going to be a little shorter than usual, but, do y'all have any questions regarding some of the stuff I mentioned? Anybody? Again, our next live stream regarding college football will take place shortly after the weekend of the 20th and 21st of December, because that's when the first round playoff games are, and that'll be the next college football live stream. Now, we may have other specialty live streams on various things before then, but I will let you know as soon as I know anything on that. So I guess with what I just went over and stuff, thank you again for joining me live on this broadcast through Sports Love Media. I do greatly appreciate each and every one of you and stuff. If you wish to find me on YouTube, you can go to www.youtube.com/symbol at symbol SPORTSLOV. Or the easiest way to find me is go on the YouTube search tab and type in BOBAMIN. And you'll know it's me because I have Sports Live Media burned into a basketball as my avatar for that channel. Also, I'm on Twitter, and my handle is at BobAmin16. Again, thank you for taking the time to join me on this live broadcast today. I don't really have anything else to go over unless y'all have any sports questions by chance. I guess if no other questions and stuff, I guess I'll be ending this live stream. So thank you again for joining me today, and I hope y'all all have a wonderful day.